This sheet is not for everyone. It is a calorie log and macro tracker. It is for those who are looking to gain weight or muscle, or for those who are looking to lose weight or lose fat. This tracker is for those who really need to get down to the detail of what they're consuming every day and paying attention to every little minute detail. And losing weight or gaining weight, you want to calculate out what your needs are, because it's so different for everyone. And we can have an entirely different course completely centered around macros and calorie intake and all that. But to sum it all up, this universal calculator right here that I've put this link in here for you, if you go to it, it's an online calculator. You insert your weight, your height, your age, and it will actually calculate out what your daily needs are. It'll tell you how many calories you should be consuming each day. It'll also tell you how many carbs, how many fats, how many proteins you should be consuming each day, based on what your desired goal is. Now, once you do the calculations on the calculator, you need to punch in what your daily targets are. So if my daily target was 2514, then you'll see that changed to match what my daily target is. So what I've consumed so far and what I have remaining. That's what this is for. So this will help somebody who's trying to track their calories and keep up with what they're consuming each day. You just punch in the numbers here and they automatically are taken away from your daily targets. With this, your macros can be calculated just as well using that calculator. And once you calculate out what your daily needs are, you type that number into the gray box here. And as you add in what you're consuming throughout the day, this will change. You want to pay attention to your macros just as much, because as you'll see, some foods actually consist of all three macros. Scrambled eggs, for instance. There are carbs in scrambled eggs, there are fats in scrambled eggs, and there's protein in scrambled eggs. Most of your foods do fall in all three categories, but this is the point of this, to keep track of what you're consuming every day. If you have additional notes you want to take down for this day, then do that. Again, if you don't like it, turn it off. There's nothing that says you have to keep it on. You can hide the food tracker, or you can delete it altogether. If you only want to pay attention to your calories, do that. If you only want to pay attention to the macros, do that. It is all up to you. So your daily calorie log and macro tracker, it is already set up for you. It has your access to the calculator right here. It'll take you to that page. You just go to the calculator you're looking for, either your macro calculator or your calorie calculator. And then type in your weight, type in your height, your age, and it'll spit out some numbers at you. And if you know what you're looking at, you just take those numbers and you put in your daily targets. Your daily target for your calories, then your daily targets for your macros, your carbs, your fats, your proteins. Once you start putting in foods and you start typing in the numbers, then it starts to change down here based on what you're inputting. So this page is really good for paying attention to what you do with your food intake. And those apps are great, but they take the work away from you. They don't force you to pay attention to these little details, because as you see here, 4 scrambled eggs is 312 calories, but 4 scrambled eggs also falls into the carbs category, the fat category, and the proteins category. So now I can't just look at eggs as my protein anymore. Eggs also take away from my fat allowance. It also takes away from my carb allowance. But if you don't know that, then you're just consuming food and not realizing that you're throwing off your percentage allowance in all these other categories if you're just thinking about, the carbs, the fats, and the protein. You're trying to separate foods out based on that one category, but some foods are all three categories. So just to show you a little bit more about what this sheet has, down below, I keep a catalog of all these common foods that I eat on a regular basis. And as I come across new foods, I can take and add those new foods in, look it up online, get the information I need, add it in here, and that easy. When I'm ready to add a new one, I just insert a new line. add that food. Wonder what those green peppers are. So if I wanted to look up green peppers, I can look up green peppers. How much is a cup of green peppers? Because that's about what I would consume per meal, about a cup of it. And then I just start entering that information. That easy. So this database is yours to grow as you eat your foods, the foods you like, the things you enjoy eating. Add them in here. It's already in there for you. You can add to it as much as you want. If you want to continue to use an app that takes the work from you, go right ahead. Nobody's forcing you to use this. You can turn it off when you want to. It is yours to play with. Make it yours. But it is set up for you. All you have to do is calculate out what your needs are and then track. Track every day. So, just like all the other one-time use sheets, before you fill this out, make copies of it. Hide them away. And then when this day is over, you can save this to your storage. That keeps you from having to try to erase this, because if I've done this and this day is filled in, I want to keep this for my records. I don't want to discard it. I want to keep it because I want to look back over the year and see this is what I did all the way up to my success. And then pick another sheet to start the next day. Remember, you can change the pictures, you can change the phrases, whatever you want. It's all yours to customize, but use it in this manner because it will help you hone in on what you're trying to do with your body composition. If you want to gain weight or if you want to lose weight. But you have to pay attention to all the details or else you're shooting in the dark.